Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eye Opener Society and welcome to our Thursday night sermon. This is going to be fun. This is the second shot at this, and we are now broadcasting live across Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully, I don't know, but that's what it says we're doing. So I'm kind of really excited about this. I'm excited about our Thursday night sermons. And if you don't get to join us here live, you always get to hear the recording because we record everything on here. So I'm here with Lizzie, as always, and what we're going to do, we're just going to take about 10 minutes or so a piece. We're going to give our sermons. If anybody does join us and they have any messages, you could type up messages to us and we will respond back to you. And again, I'm hoping this is transmitting live. As a matter of fact, I might even look on my Facebook and see if it's actually transmitting because that's the whole reason I got this all set up, is to see if this actually happens. The worst thing I know is Facebook likes to not notify people that we are live. So that's just one of those things. But all right, whatever. I'll just keep it as is. It's still fun regardless. So I wanted to talk about a few things. I know in our first sermon we had spoke about basically the church and what a church is and what Eye Opener Society is. I think I'd like to get down a little bit as far as what I like to teach, what I want people to know, because right now I know we're all in these bad places, all because of whether it be politics, media, all of the 3D stuff that's hitting us every single day from all different directions. It's one of those things that when we're in this 3D world, unfortunately, we have to deal with. So, how do we deal with it? Well, look at what's happening to us. Look at the depression. Look at the anxiety that goes on. Look at all of the negative traits that it brings. How do we break out of that? How do we sit and disconnect from that? If you're in the church and you're looking to get some sort of help, whether it be from myself, whether it be from Lizzie, EOS meditation at gmail.com if you want meditation services, or you can just go to churchofeos at gmail.com, reach out to us, and you can ask us questions. You can ask to work with us, and I'll make sure we try and help you out in one way or the other. It's one of the services that we would like to give. Again, we're not licensed therapists. I do have a Bachelor of Science for the metaphysical, but I'm not here really to do all of this mainstream medical stuff. I want something very simple, and that's my approach: simplicity. I want to be simple in the way that I help you. And one of these ways, I always try and teach meditation in one way, shape, or form because I really feel meditation is the key to everything. Once we start there, we could develop into other modalities, or we may just say, hey, you know what? Meditation is working 100%. And most of the time it does. Look, today, perfect example. I had a double root canal this morning. While I'm sitting there with my eyes wide open and I'm seeing all these drills and smoke and fire and suction and everything else coming right into my mouth and all, I was able to just sit and focus in one little corner of the ceiling, left my images all there, took one deep breath, and I just let everything happen. But I was completely disconnected from all of that mouth chaos, for lack of a better word. And because of that meditation, because of that focus, even with the dentist and the assistant talking and saying oops and oh man, and when all these things going on, and one of the suctions stopped working, these are real life adventures. And as anxiety driven as something like a root canal, nonetheless a double root canal, the peace that I found in the place that I was in, that mattered. I felt no pain. I was aware of everything going around me, but I was able to shift it away. I was able to push it off into someplace else. And that to me is something I like to teach to people because you can do it yourself. We have these abilities that I don't think people really realize. We have the ability to place ourselves into situations that are quiet, tranquil, and just very peaceful. And we never really realize this until we actually practice it. And meditation is a practice. The more we do it, the better we get. If you're lost, you don't know how to do it, again, you can reach out to us at churchofeos@gmail.com. And again, I'm only pushing that because it's the only way you're going to reach out to us. Get in touch with us and say, type us out something and say, hey, I want to work with Gary with meditation. I want to work with Lizzie and her modalities, and we'll get in touch with you and we can do stuff for you. The other thing I like to do is the woodlarking, and I spoke about this on the first sermon. Get out there, get into nature, walk for a few minutes, and just separate yourself from this entire 3D world by going through nature where our bodies actually belong, where we actually started out, where life began, because we didn't have the four walls, the HVAC systems, the controlled environments. And we were part of nature. And once we got away from that, that's when things started to break down. That's when we started to develop these natural defense mechanisms, such as anxiety and depression and all. That's our body's reaction to all the crap that we've been dealing with for so long. We weren't really meant for that. And that's what I would like to teach. That's what I want to give to you. And many, many people shy away from this because of the quote unquote religious aspect of everything. Because I've talked to people about meditation and they right away says, I would love to do that, but my religion forbids that. This is the word. See, I don't mind if you're dealing with a certain religion and that's what you like and that's what you practice. What I do not like is the fact that we can't use spirituality in conjunction with religion, because imagine if you could elevate your religion by practicing spirituality. There's nothing wrong with it, but this is what I run in. These are the downfalls I think we have with society and religion. We become so tied up in the religious aspect, we forget what's actually real, clean, spiritual, rather than being dumped on with all of the dogmas and everything else that goes along with it, because it is so easy. It's so easy for me to tell you right now, clear up all of your problems just by stopping, taking a deep breath, and focusing, and then sit there for as long as you can. That's it. Honestly, that's what it boils down to. That's how simple it is. But we have to build up to that. We have to get in there because we're so afraid. We're so afraid. I don't have time. Oh, I got to make dinner. Oh, my religion doesn't allow me to do this. We now have to work on erasing all of those patterns just to bring us to the simple teachings. I will try and do that for you. I will let you realize just how simple this stuff is. I will let you realize you have the power, and it's all here, our cosmic minds. Lizzie and I have been talking about this because we get into these deep, deep conversations. And to me, it's a form of meditation because I can have such a deep conversation with someone who understands it so very much. I can teach this to you where it opens up your mind. And I think that's a lot of the problems that we are having. We do not have the time to sit and actually think of stuff that we never thought about thinking of. And we should start questioning everything. We should question science. We should question the cosmos because it's going to make us stronger mentally. It's going to help us be calmer, and it's just going to help us out in life. And these are the things I like to teach. So if you enjoy it and you're enjoying the church, I will tell you right now, if you would please, if you need our help, or if you just wanted to talk to us, you could do that too. churchofeos@gmail.com. Reach out to us and we'll help you. That's been my sermon, and I appreciate you listening. And I would like to turn the whole show over now to Lizzie as Lizzie gives her little sermon. Welcome aboard again, Lizzie.
Hi, thank you. So, right now, one of the main things that I've been exploring is slowing down because regardless of what it is that you're working on or what you're hoping to accomplish, it seems like slowing down always moves people the fastest. A common thing that I've been seeing everywhere is in self reflecting, right? The ability to look at yourself and shift. But we receive so much information throughout the day, so many different polar opinions about how you should be or how to accomplish something. And then the other thing that people say is that the answer is inside of you. But how do you find it when there's so many conflicting emotions and feelings and ideas and influences, and it becomes kind of like a bunch of little voices and influences? You don't know what to do. But if you can pause and sit in meditation or in line at the grocery store, just if you just take a mental thought of not doing anything, not fixing anything, not figuring anything out, just like allowing everything to be. What's going to happen is you're going to randomly remember that thing you forgot to do. So that is something that you have an expectation about that's weighing and pulling on you. And as time goes on, you'll start feeling all of the different places that things pull. And the thing is, from a cosmic perspective, you are the most productive when you're sitting and just allowing things to be. That's where everything recalibrates, which means that the universe is never going to be upset or rush you out of that phase. So anything that comes up in that moment where you're like, I'm going to sit until I feel good about moving out of this position, anything that makes you feel like you have to move out of that position is not from the universe. It's from your shadow or from whatever thought loop influences you're playing with. And so you can file that in something to be aware of and something to play with. And then when you play with it and you're practicing recognizing it, an important part of recognizing it is being able to expand your awareness to see multiple perspectives, find where both of them are true. Because when you find where two polar truths are true, you really find something that kind of makes everybody happy. It makes sense across the board versus just from one perspective or the other. And in order to do that, you have to give space for things to be both true. And that also requires just slowing down. One thing that I was thinking about is because when I'm meditating and I'm trying to like slow down my thoughts, even when I'm moving a lot, I move in rhythm, and so I'll move fast in it, and it works really well for me for a lot of the different energy stuff that I do. But in my day-to-day world, I move so quick. We were grocery shopping, and I kind of noted that for every one item my husband put on the belt, I put 4 items on. And my brain was like, oh man, he moves so slow. And then I'm like, why am I moving so fast? Like, and then I watched it and I just let myself move as fast as I wanted to move. And we kept that pace. We got it all up there. And then we both just stood there because we were in line. Like, where you can't do anything. And so it's like I could have just relaxed and put things up on the belt, and then my brain probably would have been doing a lot of other things than trying to figure out exactly where to put this item on the belt, because that's actually kind of like a weird thing to focus on. But the point is with all the different perspectives and ideas and tools and methods, like, how do you decide what works for you, what is worth your effort and time, and what's ready to shift? Regardless of what you're doing or what perspective you're taking, you have to slow down and give yourself a chance to see what is demanding your attention, because nothing is ever actually demanded of you. And I don't know how long that was, but I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's very good. And, if that's, you got the message across, and I really like that. But I, again, I want to stress to everybody that if you really do want to connect with this church, because it's completely different from what anybody would even think is imaginable. Lizzie and I are starting something that's more society driven rather than religiously driven. but we're putting this entire spirituality, the metaphysical, all into one place where you can be safe to be who you are, where you could question everything, and you can bring your ideas to the table. It's not just Lizzie and I forcing any kind of beliefs on you. These are just things that her and I are into and we understand and what we like to teach, but we like to be taught as well. So you can always reach out to us. Don't forget the email EOS at I'm sorry, EOS, Church of EOS. That's the one I'm looking for. Church of EOS at gmail.com. Guys, I'm just going to put it all in the synopsis because I never remember anything. Our church's website, too, as well, is right here on the screen. I never really memorize it because there's a lot of dots and slashes and backspaces and all these other things. So it's up there on the screen to make it that much more easier. But our website does have a little blog, and I try and keep it updated at least twice a week or so, if not more. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Some great stuff by Lizzie, some of her teachings, man. Again, I should be charging you about 400 bucks, to read it, but she freely gave this stuff out. It's absolutely amazing. Lizzie, you do wonderful with that. So just check out, what she has. Maybe it's something you connect with. Maybe you want to learn more. Maybe you want to learn more about meditation. You could contact us through the church as well, all right? Because I know I have our email on there as well. You can follow us here along on Facebook, YouTube, then our individual TikToks. I have the official Eye Opener Society TikTok, energy.by.lizzie. That's Lizzie's personal TikTok, and she's always putting out some good stuff on there. And just a little update so everybody knows, we have Elaine from Arcane Oracle. She's been with us for so long. We ordained her as a minister, and pretty soon she's going to be giving us a lot of stuff too that we're looking forward to. And it's astronomy based, it's tarot card based. So it's so freeing. Everybody that's into that kind of stuff, encompass it into the spirituality. And I know she's going to do such a great job with that. And I can't wait to start, getting her recordings out here, or maybe even join us on some of these Thursday night sermons. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Heavenly Halos. And that's Heavenly Halos on TikTok. And she's going to be a guest on this show. I can't wait for everybody to hear from her. She's absolutely amazing. We're going to be doing a lot of work with her behind the scenes in the coming weeks and all as well, and maybe have her as a regular guest, because you're going to see just how freaking amazing she was. And I can't wait to introduce her to the entire Eye Opener Society. And in the meantime, I wish everybody peace, and I really thank everyone for joining us. And Lizzie, do you have anything to add?
No, I think that's good. Thanks.
All good. Very good. Well, thank you again, everybody.